Good evening, welcome back here for the second game of the day. We are watching StarLadder today, and we are here with day 2 of the round robin group stages. We've got ourselves a game between Navi and xGame.kz. I was almost going to say NextKZ, but they are xGame.kz. You might have been expecting xGame.kz to be facing the secret team, but they actually got swapped around, so it is now Navi facing them instead. As you could already hear, we're actually inside the draft, so we're gonna go there straight away. Before I do though, actually, this is not an official cast. I am solo casting. Official cast you can find on twitch.tv/Dota StarLadder_EN. If you want to listen to Sayori and Sinrin who are casting there, then be sure to do so. You can of course also watch inside the game client, because that's the way I do it. I'm actually watching it using the ticket that you can buy in the Dota 2 store, with which you get a very cool tiny set. Anyways, not tight under, tiny set. Let's get ourselves into the game because the draft's on the way and we all want to see the draft. We are gonna see Navi playing from the Radiant side, first picking Faces Void, followed up by Mirana, which I like a lot. They actually play Mirana sometimes as a roaming support, but I'm really hoping that we're gonna see Dendi Mirana. So let's cross our fingers for that one. We've got ourselves a Death Prophet and an Earthshaker picked up by xGame.kz. Very solid heroes and working very well together, because of course when you're pushing and you just want to drag a fight out to be really long, you land down a fissure and the fight automatically lasts at least 2 seconds longer. For bans, nothing really special coming out. I mean, we're used to seeing Brew Razor banned out, both on the side of Navi. We're having Bat Rider and also the Skywrath Mage, which Vanscore of course plays, removed. And the Lycan and the Shadow Shaman, as well as the Ancient Apparition, removed from the pool as well, meaning that we're now into the last ban of the second ban phase, and we're all caught up. And yeah, they picked these first couple of heroes real fast, barely using any of the bonus time, and that indicates game plan. That indicates that both of these teams were aware of what they were, or had something that was that they were expecting to happen, and that actually happened. They had have a plan in mind. Apart from now NextKZ or xGame.kz, sorry, I'm gonna maybe make the mistake a bit more, but it's just, you know, okay, so everybody knows Navi. Let's not put any words, use any words on that. But xGame.kz, they have been around for so long, and they have been a team together with this lineup for so long. I love these guys, I really do. They have a solid game style to play, and they just play the game because they enjoy it, obviously, and they're actually really good too. So they're a really fun team to watch. I love xGame.kz. I know them more as NextKZ. I used to cast them a lot. I actually at TI2. Not at TI2, the TI2 qualifiers. They were the team that came second in the qualifiers. They almost made it to TI, and it's almost the same lineup as well. Since then, that is almost 3 years ago, guys. How awesome is that they stick together so long? It's just really great to see. So yeah, might be a bit of a fan. I want you to also know that what they stand for. That's why I maybe hyped them a bit too much. But nonetheless, I mean, if you're looking at expected results, Navi is still expected to win this match. They are on paper the better team. But nonetheless, this experience that NextKZ or xGame.kz has, this synergy that they have between the players, is definitely something that should not be underestimated. It's actually it's pretty damn good. Navi, they're gonna be up against the Shadow Demon picked up by xGame.kz. It was the Invoker that got removed for the last one for them, and actually with the Invoker removed from the pool, it actually appears that xGame.kz is expecting Mirana to be either safe lane, or like Navi runs Funnick as a Faces Void a lot as well, right? So there's a lot of options there, and so actually all 3 heroes are heroes that we see in different roles. Now fair enough, we see Wraith King more as a support than as anything else, and with the Wraith King as a support, having the Mirana there with a follow-up arrow is really scary. Be that a Mirana on lane, be that a Mirana as a roaming hero or as a support, it's both actually really good to have. But on all 3 heroes, there's different roles that are possible, and that's actually really good to make xGame.kz guess about what they're going to be doing with their lineup, what how they are going to run their lineup in return. And with them already picking up 2 supports, they're kind of locking themselves in. Now, fair enough, they could still go for an aggressive tri-lane if they really wanted to, and they're actually pretty decent against an aggressive tri-lane as well. But overall, they can't really go greedy anymore by putting someone in the jungle, for example. I hope that they're going to roam a bit to maybe help the Death Prophet out, depending on who's going to be in that mid lane for Na'Vi. You can hear why... Oh yeah, just now it was the... Sorry, there's now I shook my head. And if I shake my head... sorry for the sound that you sometimes have. If I shake my head like that, that is my earrings hitting the microphone. So, or the thing that the microphone is attached to. I'll try not to shake my head.
5 seconds remaining.
I talk animated, guys.
Navi's
And animated
turn to
talkers
pick.
normally move their heads as well. We have a Nature's Prophet picked up by xGame.kz, still making it pretty far into the draft, not getting banned nor picked, but still a very strong hero. And with that, I'm kind of wondering that if Na'Vi, maybe they want to just have an aggressive lane with this, because if they can shut down xGame.kz early on, if that Death Prophet can't get decent levels at the moment, there's not that much that xGame.kz can do at all against pushes that might be coming in from Na'Vi. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Na'Vi going for a bit more aggression heroes. They've got late game secure with Faces Void. By the way, Doom is still in the pool as well. They could still go for that one if they wanted to, which is definitely also a hero that can shut down the Death Prophet if he gets the Doom off before the Exorcism goes off. On top of that, it's a great hero to have that is already useful at level 6, even if you're not... Even if you're not farmed, which you hope to be, even though a Shaker Shadow Demon might try to make your lane difficult, or might try to make your jungle difficult. And on top of that, if Shaker and Shadow Demon are indeed going to roam around, the disruption actually gives time for the Nature's Prophet to be in that fight as well. So it could be really scary real fast if Na'Vi is going to get caught out. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for a fairly aggressive lineup with this as well, now that they know what xGame.kz has. Now, xGame.kz could throw a curveball with their last pick by going for a hero that I haven't thought of yet. What they're like, we're gonna assume for the moment that Death Prophet is mid, Nature's Prophet off lane, or Shaker Shadow Demon will be on the safe lane supporting whichever carry they're gonna go for. And I'm kind of thinking they need a carry that can fight very early on. Maybe they want to Doom for themselves.
10 seconds.
I'm thinking about carries a bit, which carries would fit.
Reserve time.
But no, Na'Vi goes for the Doom. So,
Radiant
as I said, if you can
team
get the Doom
ban.
off before the Death Prophet uses her ultimate, that's really, really good. And still, with the Doom picked up by Na'Vi, you're still left guessing what exactly are the roles going to be, because we've seen Evost play Doom, we've seen Phonic play Doom, we've seen Phonic play Mirana, we've seen Phonic play Faces Void, we've seen Evost play Faces Void, we've seen Evost play Mirana. The only one that's really maybe the most obvious is the Wraith King support, but there's so many options. I really like that. Tinker is the one that gets removed, making sure that the pushes are going to be going through, or at least the counter push of Na'Vi is not that great. They just have counter initiation. But the counter push is not that great. So if xGame.kz or xGame.kz, wow. If xGame.kz wins a fight, they can push down towers, and Na'Vi, they have very little to do against that, unless... Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
They could go for the last pickup Trey and Protector. Santor, I love that. Oh, I like it. I'm gonna sit up straight for this one again. Because they might not have a hard carry, but this means, guys, we've got a ticking time bomb on the board. Time's a ticking xGame.kz. They throw all their eggs in the basket, and they go for ending the game in 30 minutes. That's what they have to do. It's that simple.
10 seconds remaining.
Puck is our last hero. Now that means that we're going to see a Dendy Puck in this case. And indeed a Phonic Faces Void, I said at the start of the game. But the time bomb is here! Someone start the clock, please! Actually, the game will do that, because there's actually a clock in the game. Fair enough, Sheever. Let's not start a clock, because there already is a clock. But this is really interesting. If it works... It should be, like, if xGame.kz's lineup works, they should run over Na'Vi. But if they don't run over Na'Vi, they're gonna have serious issues later on in the game. It's
10 seconds.
It's ballsy. At the same time, it's also, I guess, something that you kind of have to do. If you're on if you know that you're on paper not as good as your team, the team that you're facing, you have to basically give it your all, right? You have to make sure that you do something maybe unexpected, that you can't just hope to outplay your opponents in that case. No, you have to out-strategize them. You have to come up with something original, and I definitely think it might not be as original as, you know, surprise picks, but it's definitely it's a strategy that it's a one-time go. Like, this is their lineup. This is what they have to do: win early game, and otherwise really hope that Na'Vi that they can outplay Na'Vi later game. But that's gonna be difficult. Smoke gank for xGame.kz, smoke gank for Na'Vi, both of them on the wrong side of the map to find each other. At the same time, they also get freedom to place wards in their enemy's jungle, which is really nice. Let's see who finds each other first, because it's going to be Na'Vi that's going to be rotating towards their lanes, meaning that we're going to be seeing who will go where exactly. Let's take a look at who's playing what while we wait to see if people are actually going to end up in each other's arms or not. We've got ourselves, for xGame.kz, it is Equal playing the Earthshaker. We've got Reeves playing the Shadow Demon. Both of those, of course, playing the Sport Wadafaka, playing the Death Prophet in this mid lane. We've got ourselves Nature's Prophet played by Mantis, who used to be the carry player for the team, by the way. And I do like seeing carry players on different roles, because they're normally very farm aware, if you will. So that means that they're not wasting any time, and they know that they can get farm. Whoa. Hello. Careful there. Punch. Arrow. Arrow coming out. Is it enough to take him down? The right clicks are there as well. Fisher coming out. Vanscore being aware of that, and might actually try to... Oh, he's still stuck, actually. One stun. That's going to be... The damage over time is going to be enough. Boom. No! Yes! Got me confused. No, yes, yes. So FNG actually takes the first blood with 2 of his stuns, and that actually... Wraith Blast, that is. And that's actually a lot of mana use, but worth it for the first blood. And hell, you're a Wraith King support with first blood under your belt? That's pretty cool. I can't turn off the snow effects right now. I would have to do that for the next game. But yeah, remind me in between games.
Not for you.
Remind me in between games anyways. But that's, yeah. That's first blood on the board, guys. Hey, hey, I don't want to jinx myself right now. Arrow! Woo, that arrow, Mantis. You're a goner, dude. Stunned and killed. But I haven't missed a single first blood yet since I started casting. This is my 5th cast since the 3-month break, so pretty cool. Sorry, I don't want to give myself compliments like that, but nobody else is doing it, so I'm doing it. So Stalcats will play the Centaur. It's a typical hero for him. He used to love playing all those tanky heroes. He is a phenomenal Brewmaster player. I love to see him on the Centaur as well. And he's gonna run a dual lane for the moment, where we have in the mid lane a bit of trouble. Wadafaka is the one going down. It looks like FNG is all over the place, taking a lot of damage from this tower here, but is managing to defer the aggro away from him and make sure that he lives. Well, Wadafaka, of course, still was one to die. 3-0 already. And we're gonna let us see who is playing what on the side of Na'Vi. We've got Dendy playing the puck. He's gonna be in the mid lane. On the off lane is of course gonna be Funnick. He is playing the... What the hell? How can they let a set through where a Faceless Void misses his brains? I don't think this should be possible. This is the stupidest headpiece I've seen.
Haste.
What happened to him being a sensor? Dives happening? No? No, I don't like it. I don't approve of this at all. As Equal is in trouble, but it looks like he'll be saved by Mantis. Oh, Vanscore with a haste rune. Vanscore playing the Mirana as a support. Mirana has a haste rune and landing the arrows, of course, which is what his job is this game. He's using the sperm arrow, which, by the way, the arrow that he uses is, of course, it's stop that. It's an effect. There has been a lot of criticism about it because it's an arrow that you can actually see better than the original arrow. And, well, normally professional players are not really known for using them because overall you see it better, so you can dodge it easier. So it's a bit surprising. Anyways, I think I introduced almost everybody. Havos for the second time in a row playing the Doom with the same set. Of course, and we already saw FNG. He's a playmaker this game. He's been involved in all the games and he wants to try and help kill off Stalker as well. Saves the Havos with that as well. Mantis is still teleporting in and wants to try and go for FNG. Looks like they're going to be able to get the skill. First kill in the game of xGame is indeed going to be on FNG. Stalker still taking a lot of damage. Havos stuck in the trees for the moment. Might turn around, reach, disruption. 3-mans of xGame still on the top lane. And it's their second kill. Double edge. Even helping out in the double edge in a situation like that is very risky. But if you know that you're going to be able to get a kill with it, well, then you should just use it and run away alive afterwards. Really nicely done. In the meantime, faces Void. Brainless Void this game, rather. Brainless Void is in a bit of trouble. He got harassed by creeps. That's right. He ran away from creeps because there was nobody on the lane, but he tanked the creeps for a while to make sure that the wave actually crossed here, rather than the tower under the tower. So this is helping him actually farm his lane. Dandy going a bit forward aggressively. Is a bit early though. I'm assuming that he was waiting for FNG to come from the side. FNG is coming around. He has got the boots and they're still going for this. With equal around there might be risky. He has got that Fisher. In comes the stun. In comes the arrow as well. Will hit and that is going to be what a fuck going down. Dandy actually jumps forward all the way. Might be a bad decision. Disruption coming up from Reeves. Where is that Fisher? No longer there. No mana for it. Dendi still one hit away from dying and will end up going down with Mantis coming out. The Dream Coil up on 2. But it is Na'Vi that is losing hero after hero. They might have lost what the fuck on the set of xGame, but they get 2 in return. A lot of rotations needed to make that happen though. But at least they make sure that Na'Vi does not go away unpunished. An arrow could be securing a kill if it actually connected, but it does not connect, so it's not a kill. Well, explosive game. I like it. But it's needed, and at this point, it's kind of risky for xGame, because if they're not getting ahead of these fights, how are they going to be getting ahead of the game later on, right? It's in a game like this, where there basically is a timestamp on the map, hoof stun coming out, meaning no hoof stun from Selkat. There it is, still up on Funnick. Can he go for the double edge? Not really. He'd die for it, but he's willing to die for it, apparently. It's a worthy trade, for sure. FNG has got a stun again. Can turn around for it if he wishes to. Oh, yeah, he's gonna die. Never mind, before he can land a stun. And Vanscore has not got a lead. Will be able to eat his way through the trees that got sprouted by the Nature's Prophet though, and will run himself out. Doesn't have boots yet, but still able to run away from this one. Nobody's chasing him. They're just gonna go for the tower instead, and that's needed. I said at the start of this game, there is a time bomb ticking for xGame.kz. They've got an early game lineup. They need to win their lanes and then take towers and start pushing and win the fights and not let this game go late game at all, because late game potential for Na'Vi is a bit bigger than that for xGame.kz. So they should be ahead at this part of the game. For Na'Vi, they should be really happy with the way this is going. They are losing some heroes left and right, but playing even against a team that should be getting ahead is, of course, really good. And, of course, I think a lot of that is because of FNG. Yes, he is half of the deaths of his team. Fair enough. But he's been achieving so much. He's been involved in 5 out of the 6 kills, which is really, really cool. And yes, it is a snowy effect. I will turn it off for the next game. It's an unofficial cast, guys, for a reason. I do believe that for all the people that came here after the English official stream crashed, I do believe that the official stream is back up again. So if you want to continue watching Zayori casting together with Cinderin, that is on twitch.tv/StarLadder. No, twitch.tv/Dota StarLadder_EN. There we go. Problems for FNG. Doesn't have his ultimate yet. Looks like he might actually go down there. Double edge coming out, and with Stalkat actually being a bit more tanky, you can just run him over by FNG. I think you're gone. Gets a stun out still. Wants to try and deny himself the neutrals, but he can't do it. The hits comes out from Mantis. 4 heroes needed for his support Wraith King. And it's a typical thing to say, but hey, space created, guys. It is Funnick that actually abuses the freedom a bit, and with that also has got his Chronosphere coming out. Or the Chronosphere, what? Midases. Midases all over the place. 2 Midases actually, with the Chronosphere. There we go. That's a Chronosphere coming out up on Stalkat. Arrow flying in as well, and that's going to secure the kill. A kill for Funnick, a 3rd kill of the game. You're an off-lane faceless and brainless Void. And you're able to get involved in 4 out of the 7 kills and get 3 of the kills actually for yourself. And that's really good. And he's going for the max experience on that one with the bigger creep there. Boom. Once they get those levels up. He's level 8 at the moment. FNG sitting on level 5. Let's take a quicker look, closer look at the levels. And ooh, might have been a roaming Marana, but this is something that might be turning into a tricky thing for him because he's still level 3. And when you're a support Marana, you're actually... A support Marana needs to be active and be involved in kills, and he's not died yet, and he has been involved in 4 out of the 7 kills, which is good. But at the same time, he's not really getting a lot of levels, and he needs to also be a bit of a utility hero. And therefore you need your ultimate. Oh, problems, top lane. We've got ourselves a courier per snipe, perhaps. The courier is getting microed away. He has the Hand of Midas for the Doom in his inventory. Mantis is gonna get assisted by 2 of his teammates. Both Stalkat and Reeves are here. Stalkat, of course, still saving up for his Blink Dagger. Havos is level 8. Is a very tough kill if they want to try and go for it. But they want to try and go for it anyway. Disruption is there. Hoof Stomp as well. Double Edge. Arrow comes out. It's not going to be saving Havos though. The arrow actually hit an illusion from the disruption. And that is a kill. Stampede used as well to help get the rest of the team here. 5 heroes of xGame.kz sitting on the top lane. And oh my god, what the fuck, why are you so poor? Oh, he's got phase boots coming out in a bottle. But this is basically the result of running a time bomb lineup. Because they need to group up as 5, they need to start taking down towers. They can't let this game run too long. They can't make... They can't make excuses for delaying the game. They have to go and they have to take out towers. So taking this first tower down is very important. And now trying to keep the ball rolling. That's what they should be doing. And yes, for that to happen, as Striker Sun pointed out, for that to happen, they typically do need a level in Exorcism. So, yeah. Need to be level 8 at least, and hopefully he's gonna get that. He's got his Witchcraft maxed out, which is nice. Well, maxed out, I mean level 3. Highest level you can get with still maxing out Crypt Swarm. Maybe he's saving his Exorcism until he's level 9. Maybe even level 10, so that he can have a level in Silence and a level in Witchcraft, and then only go for the Exorcism. But I would like to see the Exorcism earlier, because you just want to take down the towers, to be honest. At the same time, if you use your Exorcism, it's gonna be maybe an invitation for Na'Vi to actually start fighting, because as Na'Vi you want to fight in between exorcisms, because fighting in the exorcism is not something you wish to do. And well, at this point they are, I mean, if I was Na'Vi, which obviously I'm not, and I'm not for a reason, but I would assume that the Death Prophet would have his exorcism still present. Disruption coming out on Dendy. Just to make sure that the rune is not going to go the way of him though, and it will be picked up by Reeves instead. Oh, and there's still, of course, this Phases Void farming. There is a lot of Hand of Midas. Na'Vi is banking for the late game. They have the better heroes for late game, and they know it. All they need to do is delay the game. All they need to do is stop a possible death ball from xGame.kz, and they've already done a good job at that by doing really well on the lanes. By helping out the lanes, by having these roaming heroes coming out. And yes, it might have been resulting in Vanscore still be level 4 at 10 minutes into the game, but there's no tower down in the mid lane, and that's already worth it. It's already pretty good. Blink Dagger on the Centaur. Might be a game changer for xGame.kz. Could be a game changer for xGame.kz. Definitely one that Vanscore is not going to see, because he's already dead before the fight even started. Is there going to be a Chronosphere? Funnick looking for a way in. Still gonna find it. Gonna find what the fuck Exorcism used there, and he is not gonna even live to see the end of it. Or is he? Disruption actually helping out. Hoof Stomp as well, coming with a double edge. Stalkat has got it. No, doomed up. Doesn't matter. Funnick still dies. Avos at least wants to take one home with him. He will be able to do that. The Death Prophet might still have died, but there's well, actually, there's gonna be problems for xGame.kz. Arrow misses. Doesn't matter. Team wipe. Na'Vi have team wiped xGame.kz, the team that should have been doing better early game this early on. That is indeed a no-scope arrow, because it kind of missed. But nonetheless, they lose the Phases Void.
Middle tower is under attack.
It was good play. If the double edge would have been there, if Stalkat would have been able to get that double edge though, that would have been a whole different ball game. Because it was a double edge that was sitting at level 4, and it would have done a lot of damage. And I think it might have even gotten a double kill coming out for both Doom and the Void. But now only Void died, Doom lived, and Na'Vi just turned the whole fight around. Exorcism, the disruption was nice, basically delaying the the death of the Death Prophet, but it didn't work out at all. But xGame, they can't give up. They have to still push. This is their plan. This is their strategy. You can't just bail out because there's no plan B with this kind of lineup. Arrow coming in on Mantis, just delaying the game still for Na'Vi. They're not even gonna try to go in on it. Oh, Vanscour still leaps, but is still gonna get a double edge in the face and a Fissure, and dead he is for sure. Gonna be a tower as a result, going the way of xGame, I would assume. Gonna be the second tower in the game. The kill score is 11 to 12, so very even. But once again, keep in mind, this game should not be even at this point in the game. It should be in favor of xGame.kz. And taking a look at the farm, not the case. Going the way of Na'Vi, even without towers, that with 1 tower difference, still actually this tower is down. It's still in favor of Na'Vi. Experience graph, favor of Na'Vi. That's the Midas is doing their work. It's a scary situation for xGame. They can't drop the ball. Still fun. It goes for Chrono. Catches actually 2 on the edge. What a perfect Chronosphere this is. He's gonna run away with it though, making sure that he's able to teleport out. FNG died so that it was so that indeed the Void could live. In the meantime, the Earthshaker dies on the bottom lane, and that was a gank combined with an arrow and Havost with the stomp. So really nicely done. Havost also having a blink dagger can of course blink stun. Basically makes himself into a Centaur Marana ultimate. Hello. The Moonlight Shadow. Dindy has got a blink at Dream Coil. It's gonna scout out some vision. Oh, and that's a free kill right there. Dream Coil coming out on 2 afterwards. Disruption is still there. Where's the rest of Dendy's team? Not here for the moment. Dendy has got a spaceship still, and I don't think he's gonna actually go down. Wadafaka teleporting out, realizing what time it is. Time to leave the top lane. Mantis and Reeves trying to do the same thing. The orb flies forward. Dendy, he's actually gonna try and chase down at least one. Reeves should be an easy kill. The silence is there. The hits are there. Mantis has a mechanism to try and help Reeves out. Is there gonna be a blink from Avos? He has a blink and a stomp, but he actually ends up blinking away. And they're not gonna fight. Not with more people teleporting in, and with more people, I do mean equal, with his Echo Slam and his Fissure. And back to peace and quiet for a little while, as Na'Vi goes back to farming, as xGame should be trying to recuperate and trying to find a new lane where they can try and push in to get a win on their hands, as a Yule Scepter gets completed by Wadafaka, which is a desperately needed item. FNG, trouble for him, Stampede use for him, arrow flying in on Stalkat still, and that might actually be a kill for Vanscour. Couple hits needed, and as support Marana, he's able to kill him off, of course, with the help of FNG. Double kill for Wadafaka though, gets the kill there too with the Crypt Swarm. Really needed kills for him. But shutting down Stalkat this hard is actually really good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And a Blade Mail is also a really great item to have, especially with an Exorcism coming out. It's a lot of AoE damage coming out from xGame.kz, and if you can then have your Blade Mail in the middle of a fight, that will make a big difference. Avos, Soul Catcher there, Silent Stop, killed off, dominating for Wadafaka. He is now the one whose shoulders have to be really broad to carry this game through, because it's not going to come from the Nature's Prophet at this point. Mantis is turning into a utility Nature's Prophet. He's going to be there for the pushes, he's going to be there to help his team. He's not going to split push yet. Not for now. For that, the game has to continue for a little while longer, and Wadafaka has to carry that game through. Disruption comes out for Denny, who runs into the enemy team. He's going to be able to orb himself away, though, or is he? No, he's not. Silent Stop and killed off. Arrow flies into Reeves still, but doesn't matter. Really great pickoff, and what was Denny doing there? Really greedy for him to still be on that side of the map without having the vision. Should not have happened.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
And that's going to be the last tier 1 tower on the side of Na'Vi. I don't think that Na'Vi wants to really fight this, not without Dendy being there. However, there are some teleports coming in perhaps. Nope, it's just FNG walking up and actually chasing down Equal, seeing if he can find some people there. The sun comes out, blinks forward. Marana ultimate coming out as well. That's just to make sure that they can get away afterwards. They get the kill on the Earthshaker, and they also lose Phonic in the middle lane, who was trying to make sure that he could get a tier 1 mid, but not so lucky. Blink, Doom, Stalkat, target, arrow hits on creeps. Vanscour not really on point with these arrows today, and that's a problem if you max the arrow out. He hits a lot of creeps today, but nonetheless, they're all mid. They're gonna push. Perhaps Na'Vi get their first tower, a second tower of the game rather, as they jump forward, go for Wadafaka. This could be a dominating strike. He has a dominating streak gold. Arrow hits, and it is what a fucker that gets a 550 gold. They continue on, they go for Reeves. He has got a disruption again. Might be able to use it himself. Gets stunned by the Doom, and will be able to disrupt the Doom, trying to run away. Dendy taking a lot of damage, will be able to phase shift one attack out, blink away. In the meantime, a Vost in too deep in the trees by Mantis, who's gonna try and maybe chase him down. Poison over, double edge coming out. I'm not sure if that was entirely worth it, but nonetheless, it was Doom also that ended StarLadder's life in the end there, as the tier 1 tower mid lane still stands. Chronosphere up on 2. Funnick back in the fight. FNG is gonna stun again in 3 seconds. Not even unequal because he's already dead. Mantis gonna use his ultimate and gonna try to probably get something going here, but he gets bashed. He has to run away from this one as FNG gets picked up by the Shadow Demon in the end. Funnick stuck. He has got a time block. He's very patient, using it to get up to the high ground in the end. 3 heroes of xGame still, and they're holding on to their tower, guys. They're still having it. It's trades, though, that are happening. Trades in terms of kills, and it is not good for xGame.kz. They might be defending their towers, they might be trading, but as mentioned, again and again, they have to get ahead. They can't trade. Time for trading is done. Time for winning fights starting. Where is their Yules? Where is their courier? There it is. It is dead. Also, that is what Denny was doing probably. My bad. Missed that. It's a good thing that this is an unofficial cast, because I can make mistakes like that. Nobody will be able to criticize me for it. It's a very soothing thought, actually. Fence score. Ooh, leap and doesn't get hit by the stun this time. Is kind of stuck though, and I think StarLadder knows. Arrow hits upon Motherfucker. Prophet teleporting in, makes some trees, and Vanscore not gonna teleport out. He's gonna be fissured. Oh, what a bait! The Dream Coil up 3! This is a good fight for Na'Vi. Vanscore still stuck between treants. Might die for it, but is gonna be making it out alive. Echo Slam is gonna kill him off in the end though, as Equal comes in and shows his might. He's even gonna be able to kill off a Vost. That is a 3 for 2 still. 3 for 4 as indeed Equal still dies. The only one that makes it out alive in the end is StarLadder. It was able to blink onto the other side of the wall, but oh, that
is under attack.
Oof, the Dream Coil up on 3. Brilliantly done. In the meantime, StarLadder, that's not worth it. That is so not worth it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That is just so not worth it. I don't know why he does that. It is a questionable decision. Let's just keep it at that. So basically what he did is he went back because he saw a kill, which fair enough, it was a kill. Double edge on the Wraith King is definitely a kill. Must have timed this out really nicely, by the way, because if he could only blow the reincarnation, that would have been something different. But he blew his kill. In comes the Chronosphere to try and get away, but the 2-man sprout comes out from Mantis. Dendy is able to eat his way through, jumps away. Funnick can't be so lucky, doesn't have mana. His Midas is on cooldown as well. Now he has mana, and he gets a bottle charge from Dendy from the high ground. That is how he got away from that one, guys. Pretty impressive. So he's running to the jungle to use his Midas. And there we go. And now Doom can use his Midas as well. Soon. Exorcism was used in the mid lane anyway, so motherfucker has to use it to try and maybe transition it into a push. Interesting arrow. Zoning arrow. We're gonna call it. Stun coming out on Mantis. Just harassment. Just delaying the fight. Delaying the game. They don't have the Faceless Void yet, and they don't have the Chronosphere, and that's something that xGame knows. So they're trying to take abuse of it. They're going for FNG. He now has reincarnation now. Stampede being used. In comes a Dream Coil up on 4. Down already goes Reeves. And it is a massacre. Funnick comes in as well. Doesn't need a Chronosphere to try and hit people. What a fucker going down as well. Vo's trying to run for it. Gonna get a hoof stomp. StarLadder saved his hoof stomp specially for that. But again, not a worthy trade. He should have just tried to run for a team wipe. Na'Vi take that one in their possession as well, and these Dream Coils now there's one thing that, you know, it's great to have what the hell, it's great to have team wipes and good Dream Coils and everything, but despite it being really good play from Dendy, it was actually positioning mistake from xGame.kz that made that possible. Because they went in head first to try and take down a support Wraith King, of which they knew still had reincarnation, because they didn't use the previous time, and you know, you should in theory save or keep track of the cooldown a bit. So they knew he had that, or should know that he had that, let's phrase it that way. They jump in on him, and then realize that they are slowed, use the Stampede to all every single one of them decided not to run this way. No, they all ran up the high ground, seeing if they could go here, and then boom, in comes Danny blinking in Dream Coil. That happened. But nonetheless, also good play from Danny, of course, and good teamwork for them as well, as they are also getting a Roshan off the back of it, seeing if they can find a fight. They go for Chronosphere up on Equal, who is really trying to save up for that Blink Dagger of his, but loses about 250 gold by dying to the Chronosphere of Funnick, who now has also got a Maelstrom next to his Mask of Madness. 1800 gold sitting in his inventory. xGame, they need to find a place to push. They need to be able to catch someone out and then take a tower off the back of it. With their push in mid lane, they did almost take down the tier 2 tower. And if they can wither away the towers one by one, that's actually a really good thing. And especially if they can actually get a kill off the back of it, they sprout off a Vost, interrupt the blink. BKB, is he going to try and TP out or is he going to try to fight? He doesn't actually have a TP, he's just going to use it to run. And that was a 10-second BKB charge, which is a win in a way for xGame. They might not have gotten a kill, but with that BKB on cooldown, they definitely win a potential fight, as they are also able to push down a tower off the back of it, which is amazingly good for them because they need to keep these pushes going. Exorcism used for it. Actually curious to see if they're going to try to maybe do a little bit of damage to the tier 3 tower. Now they don't want to force out a full 5-on-5 battle. But they know the Chronosphere is almost back up again. In comes the stun, Yule Scepter helping out, Disruption coming out on FNG. There's jumping in Vost though, dooming up Reeves. That's going to be Reeves down, Dream Coil up on 2 this time, Double Edge still coming out. StarLadder doesn't have a hoof stump anymore, it's going to be Motherfucker that's going to go down before it can teleport into safety. Dandy in some trouble, StarLadder is still chasing him, but StarLadder is now a piglet and is dead as well. 4 dead, Na'Vi win another fight. Slightly greedy for xGame. I thought like maybe they're gonna do a bit of damage to the tower but not wanting to go for a fight, and that's the reason why they didn't want to go to a fight. But Na'Vi, they were there so fast, and I think a bit faster than xGame was expecting, that they were able to just jump in, take the fight, and xGame at that point, they knew that they had to get out. And they salvaged what they could, which was at the moment only Mantis, who is continuing to slippers on the bottom lane, has now got his Necronomicon sitting at level 3, going for Maelstrom next, I would assume, to just try and create space for his team. And if his team is creating space for him instead, so be it. Since they didn't win the early game hard enough, this is what they have to do: split push. Trying to wither away towers the way that they do without losing that much of their own. They're behind, they know it, and they play from behind. It is not an easy thing to do. Definitely still possible though, because of their push potential, which is so amazingly high. And they also have a great turtle potential on top of that. It is, the turtle potential is, oh, Stampede used for something else, but we're following this one as, it looks like FNG is in a bit of a troublesome spot. Fisher coming out as well. He'll indeed be the one to go down. There is, of course, a Centaur there. Vanscore going to try to help out his teammate. It looks like it's going to be successful. They already took down a Shadow Demon. FNG has, of course, got his Reincarnation. Arrow doesn't hit. Reincarnation slows down equal enough for Vanscore to chase him down. And that is FNG with another stun. They should be turning into a kill. In comes Mantis, trying to help out. Not able to help out his team, but might be able to get a kill. Vanscore indeed get dropped. Nice silent from Motherfucker. Yule's up in the air for FNG. And that is going to be a hoof stump and a double edge to take FNG down for the second time that fight. Double kill for Motherfucker, which turns out to be a worthy trade. It was Doom that died on the top lane, 3 heroes dead for Na'Vi, 2 supports dead on the side of xGame, and that is definitely a good trade. Most importantly because it was the kills that went to Motherfucker, who really needs the gold. Yeah, the arrows are really not that great today for Vanscore. Was a point blank arrow after all. Nonetheless, a good trade for xGame. They don't lose it. They do lose a tower actually. Bottom tower did go down, but that was just creeps. We almost have a Bloodstone up for Wadafaka as well. It's an interesting item to go for. I thought maybe he was gonna go for a heart. And Bloodstone is a nice item to have. Don't get me wrong, but it's mostly nice if you don't trade kills, but actually get kills without dying. And Wadafaka is still dying quite a bit, and that would make him lose Bloodstone charges. And you don't want to lose Bloodstone charges, you want to keep them. And now, while we follow Wadafaka, I am gonna drink some water because I'm thirsty and my voice is starting to hurt. This is why you need a co-caster, guys. There we go. Much better. Ooh. Smoke. Navi going for a smoke gank. Sneak Roshan or going for kills is the question. Ooh, we got ourselves also a Daedalus on deck.
Allies disappear.
Nope, they're not gonna like. I like smoke ganks because they give a sense of pending fight. But we can see the minimap, so that's kind of a spoiler because everybody of xGame.kz is on the top lane, while everybody of Navi is here on this bottom lane. Can we get everybody in view? No, there's too spread out. Sucks. Anyways, they're not gonna find a kill. They are gonna get forced back to their base soon because I'm gonna assume that xGame.kz want to try to see what they can do to this tier 3 tower. Let's see if they can make it happen. Make it happen. Happen. I don't think they can.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's so tricky. I really think that split pushing is their way to go for this, and maybe hoping that Navi is maybe bottom lane. Trading their tier 2 mid, for example, for tier 3 top would be really good.
Attack.
That would be really good. So they back out. They realize there was not a battle that they should be taking. Bloodstone is done. Mjolnir is done. xGame is starting to get into the split push mode, I would say. It's what they should be doing. It's not all that exciting, but it is the way to play this game. As for Navi, well, they just smoke gang with 5, and they still they don't have the time pressure as much as xGame does. Navi can in theory play reactive Dota, just farm away and then react to what xGame is doing. And guys, it was water, not something else. So there you go. But yeah, overall, it's we're at an impasse. This is where, like, oh my god, look at this. It's 20 minutes, 29 minutes rather, and almost 30 minutes. So I said that there is a ticking time bomb that is about 30 minutes long, and this is where it is. We're at an impasse. At this point of the game, the dynamic changes, or during this pause of the game. Obviously, it's not like snap boom. It goes over time, but the dynamic changes. So Navi is in a position where they can actually go for a team fight if they wish. They're ahead in terms of heroes. They have the farm. xGame is in a position where they can't really go 5-man and Rambo up the high ground anymore, and so they need to revisit their game strategy, while Navi's game strategy is about to come online. They're about ready to actually be more aggressive themselves, even though, don't get me wrong, they haven't been passive for the past 30 minutes either. But this is... If you just saw the lineups at the start of the game, you would say, okay, xGame has got his early game lineup, and Navi has got his late game lineup. And this is where the shifts turn, right? So at this point, we already saw Navi adjust to xGame's gameplay by being more aggressive with their heroes as well, with their roaming duo. And now we have to see xGame transition into a more late game type of lineup, which would indicate more split pushing, and that is exactly what they're doing. While Navi is taking the tier 2 on the top lane, they try to take the tier 2 on the bottom lane, and they are actually able to make it happen. They do get it denied. Nonetheless, tower is down, which is already really good. And they're actually gonna fight this. They're gonna get the kill there on a Vos. Dendi is gonna be forced back. We do have more people teleporting in, but with the exorcism being used, you almost would be saying it would be such a shame to waste this exorcism and not try and go high ground with it. It's very risky to do though. Arrow flying in actually will not hit him. Motherfucker, pretty damn close though. But this is yeah, they're gonna still. This is control, guys. This is really, really a lot of control showing there from xGame. They know the type of game that they're in, and they have to just be very patient with when they push, and knowing where Navi is, having that control of the map, or at least knowing where Navi isn't at, which is where they should be pushing in. So that's just control there, backing off. Normally when you have an exorcism going, you want to go. That's like your baby. You want to use it. But control coming out. Roshan being taken by Navi because they knew that the exorcism was on cooldown, so they could actually do that without being contested. We also have got ourselves 2600 gold up on the Faces board again, who by the way at this point is level 20. where the lowest level in the game is still level 11, which is actually pretty good because at least he has his level 2 ultimate. He also has a Blink Dagger. And Blink Daggers, well, Blink Dagger Earthshakers can make... It's one of those heroes. Whoa, missed that one. And he actually jumps forward for a Chronosphere, kills off the Earthshaker, Stampede being used at the same time for xGame with the Moonlight Shadow there as well. Looks like xGame just wants to back out though, which is probably the wisest decision they could make because everybody of Na'Vi is actually rotating to this middle lane. And without the Earthshaker there, that is one of the bigger turtle heroes that xGame could have asked for. And without the Fissure, Na'Vi should be able to take this tower without any effort. I don't think they can go high ground because by that time the Earthshaker will be back up and it will be too risky. And also they don't have a Chronosphere anymore, but that was a good kill. Earthshaker down he really is an enabler. He really is an enabler. And it comes to Hoof Stomp up onto Double Edge there as well. Up on a Foes, they can kill him off already before he can do even anything. Still turned on his BKB, but still died. FNG, Silenced Up, will be dead. Slows everybody down, but no Chronosphere for Na'Vi to move on. And that's going to be FNG dead, while the rest of the Na'Vi squad has already backed themselves off. They should have backed off earlier, though, because they cannot fight without the Chronosphere at that point. I really like how they were able to kill off a host that fast though. It's really showing coordination, and this is what I was saying during the draft. One of the reasons why xGame is such a fun team to watch normally is they are so coordinated. So their synergy in their team play is just really good. As Mantis will find the hammer, and the hammer is belonging to Funnicky. Oh, okay, Dream Coil saving the Chronosphere. No, Yule Scepter coming out as well. Funnick might be slightly trigger happy there. They do still get Reeves. Fissure coming out. Denny is silenced for the moment. Looks like they're still maybe thinking about chasing someone down there. Yep, jumping forward. Wanted to go for Stalcat with the Mask of Madness. Jumping forward. Hoof Stomp coming out. Double Edge there as well. And they're going to try and clear this route. Echo Slam as well from Equal. Funnick, trouble. Aegis gets burned. Denny turning on his BKB, but still getting right click and might actually get right click to death. It is Funnick, or that jumps away. Won't be wanting to be a part of this one. Fissure coming out still hits on both of them. Funnick silenced up. Denny not silenced. He can still make sure that he hexes up Stalcat and runs away under the safety of the Moonlight Shadow. Funnick time-lapsing away. Stampede to chase him down. It's not going to be enough though. That is going to be the end of that fight. Na'Vi finding pickoff after pickoff, and it was oh, nice arrow. It was xGame that had to do some damage control then. We're not able to kill off anybody of Na'Vi, but yeah, that is actually was that a buyback? Almost felt like it. No buyback.
Illusion.
But maybe it was a buyback. What am I talking about? Nature's Prophet buyback. But that is that was a fight that should not have happened if you're xGame. I would. Oh, come on. I was just talking about how coordinated they were, and then they were a little bit uncoordinated. See, I jinxed them. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. Shouldn't have. Van Squirrel was practicing arrows. Yes. Anyways, while we were waiting for a little bit of a pause, thank you for watching on this channel. I know it's not the official channel, and I know it's not as much fun as with a co-caster, but I haven't casted for 3 months. Apart from yesterday, because I'm trying to get less rusty and get back on the horse, so to speak, and just start casting again and train my voice, because I only realized yesterday after casting 3 games, I was dead tired. My voice was tired. I couldn't sing anymore. I was just done for. So it's good for me to practice again and to just be casting again. So yeah. Thanks for watching. For the official cast, of course, twitch.tv/Dota StarLadder_EN. But I'm happy to have you here. I am thinking about casting at least the next game as well. I will see how my voice still does afterwards, because I don't wanna ruin my voice straight away. I want to train it, not ruin it. So we'll see. We'll see how my voice does after Tinker vs PR. I really am looking forward to that game. That game is going to be amazing, or at least I hope it will be. I have such high expectations for it that it can only disappoint, but I'm really hoping that it's going to be a great game to watch, because both of the teams I really like watching. So, sorry, I'll stop talking about that game. Talk about this one, because Mantis is in trouble. Stampede being used to try and save his life, but I don't think it's going to work out. The Starstorm coming out, double stars, and indeed Van Squirrel will be the one to take the kill. And with this kill on the Nature's Prophet, I think that Na'Vi might be ready to try and push a high ground. They've got the BKB on the Faceless Void sitting on 10 seconds. They've got the Chronosphere up. They might try to still find a bit of a kill as Equal is able to blink away from the stun coming out from FNG. Will it then be middle lane that they're going to try to force out? I really thought that Na'Vi would try to force out a fight anyway. That's the reason why I'm thinking they're fighting. But without the Nature's Prophet, this would be their chance. Or maybe even only force out the
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Or just start hitting on a tier 1 tower, a tier 3 tower mid. That's possible. It's fine. Fine. Exorcism being used. There we go. Yule Scepter as well. That BK, that Chronosphere. Really successful. That's gonna be Death Prophet still alive for the moment. Disrupted to save his life. Still hexed up and killed off afterwards. But at least lasts long enough to do some damage to Na'Vi. Not enough damage though. Not enough damage because it is Na'Vi that is able to clean out everybody on the side of XGame apart from the tanky Centaur that is Stalcat, but he can't really go in by himself anymore. He's also not worth it the time to actually take him down. This is just, oh, apparently he is, but this is just time for Na'Vi to clean out the base. This could actually be GG. 4-man silence coming out from XGame, but without Exorcism, what can XGame really do? Rotation top for Na'Vi, why not? There's still 3 heroes dead on the side of XGame. With the Nature's Prophet being alive again. Gonna try to maybe delay the push here. An arrow hit upon what the fuck. I can't really go in on it though. FNG waiting around for the right blink. Has got an ult again in 8 seconds as well. Sitting at level 19. Phoenix Chronosphere up again in 18 seconds. Blink forward, stun. Hits upon Mantis, but I guess the coordination with his teammates wasn't really there because the rest of his teammates actually backed up. His ult is there though, and he will slow everybody down, and that's going to be the cue for Avos to jump in at least. It gets disrupted for the moment, but it is Dendi that jumps in, Phonic that jumps in, Chronosphere comes out, Equal goes down. And it's the only one that he caught in that Chronosphere, but it doesn't really matter, or does it? What the fuck, getting stunned? Might be making himself back to base. Yeah, he's able to make it there, but I don't think it matters if he's sitting in base or if he's dead, because he's not able to do anything anyway. I think that Na'Vi have won their game here, their second game in day 2 of StarLadder round robin series. As, well, XGame, they missed their timings. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, they haven't called GG yet, so this game is not over. At the same time, we know XGame.kz, and we know that they don't call GGs. They fight until the bitter end. They make sure that they, they absolutely have 0 chance of surviving it anymore if they call GG. So, yeah. They're no quitters, guys. Double Edge coming out. Stalka still getting hit by the arrow. 2-man Dream Coil coming out on from Dendi. Godlike Phonic and Yule's up in the air while the Exorcism is doing quite a bit of damage to Phonic. In comes the Hoof Stump as well, but Phonic is still fine. The Doom comes out upon Stalkat, and Stalkat will be disrupted. The GG now comes out. The Rex are still alive on the bottom lane, but it doesn't matter. It is GG. Na'Vi will be a victor once again here, 2 times in a row. That was the second game of day 2 of a StarLadder Star Series for the 10th season. Thank you for watching. My name is Sheever, which you should be knowing because I'm your host, your commentator, and your analyst, all in one. And we're going to be right back for the 3rd game of the day, which will start in about 15 minutes time. So we have a bit of time. I'm going to drink some water, and if you have any questions, then I can answer them again, because otherwise I'm going to be bored until the next game starts. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please stick around if you wish, and otherwise just have a great night. Bye-bye.